Hello, welcome back to my channel. And on today we're harvesting. So right there, if you can see, there's the combine. It's the same combine that was here last year. I've got the 9-ton dump trailer on the back. I'm on my own class. It pulls out quite well, to be fair. Being 130 horsepower, don't really feel that on the back, to be honest. And in the distance there is a New Holland, I think it's T20, something like that, T5 120, something like that. We've just done the winter wheat, and to be fair, that's a pretty good crop. Looking at here, this is the spring barley that we're doing now. It had a bit of a struggle this year with that drought, and I know a lot of people have been struggling with wheat and basically with their spring crops, as well as the grasses. It's just been a bit abysmal with all the sun and not much rain. You can only get what you can get. Yeah, this is the second field of 3. This one is a 10-acre field. I'll just show you the combine in action. Look at that, purring. Absolute beast. Just turning around at Headland now. There's the old girl there. That is some machine, isn't it? She's old, but it still works. Half these combines these days, they never do very many hours, so it's not worth or viable buying brand new ones for the acreage that they do. As you can see, what we've already done, and then that's the rest of the field to do. This field is called 2 Tree, as you can see why. So this field last year had, did have spring barley in it last year. That got done for whole crop in the end. Class does look good, doesn't it? I took the loader off for today as well, because where we're tipping, it's a bit tight to get in. So the first load that we done this morning, both trailers got filled right up, and then we had to go down to a weigh bridge, get weighed, obviously full to start with, go tip the load, go back to the weigh bridge, empty, and then obviously they work out how much grain is actually going through the machine, because that one can't actually tell you the tonnage itself. So the easiest way was to just get I'll take the tractors onto the weigh bridge. Basically, it's an old school method of doing it, but to be honest, it's probably just as easy to do that as it is for the contractor paying for all of the software and that to put into that combine. So the new one has just been loaded up, and I've got a tiny little bit in the back of the trailer. I'll just wait for him to go round once more, and then that will load me right up. Looking at this crop, when you actually get in the thick of it, it seems to be yielding quite well, this spring barley. What I've seen on other people's farms and driving past on the roads, there's been a fair few people very disappointed, and yeah, it's very disheartening. But here has actually been quite alright. I think some of these fields where there's a bit of a gully as well, so it does hold some moisture in, whereas on a lot of arable land around the country, I think a lot of it's just been so burnt off, and this is sort of shielded away from the sun, and it's just managed to get growing and hold that moisture in. So pretty happy with the result, to be honest. Literally just going to top me up a slight bit more, so I'm just going to follow him to the end. Don't look it on camera, but that's some hildings flaming up there. Yeah, camera doesn't really give it very much justice. Gonna have fun going around them trees. Oh, we do love a bit of combining. Load her up. Oh, all I've been doing today is doing a bit of snacking. Ate a full pack of them, big pack, arrow. Then still got a bit of me Lucozade left. That'll keep me going for the day. That's what I do find when you're just driving tractors all day. The only thing to keep you occupied is just snacking throughout the day. I've still got a fairly long trip to get back home anyway afterwards, after we do finish this. I won't finish all of it, as I've got stuff to do at home. I'm getting in some more hay and stuff like that. I just said I can bring the tractor down for a day today. John's happy though. He's all happy with the crops, how they're coming off and what they're yielding at. I can't remember exactly what you said they were yielding at, but I'll find it out for you at some point. If I don't tell you in this video, I'll tell you in another video. But yeah, the New Holland's just turned up again in the field. Little beast that is, little pocket rocket. He's about the same size as this. He's 120, this is 130 horsepower, that is. And over there you can see that's a MX 140. Beast of a tractor that is. That's turn around the header. Look at that for a sight. Love it. So it's Sunday now, and I'm back in the yard at home. I'd done the combining, which you just seen on Friday. When I come back the other night, I just put the loader back on the tractor, and it's only been used to feed a few bells up. But now I need to just clean all the air intakes out. So when I go bell hauling with that trailer, either tomorrow or Tuesday, it is getting belled this afternoon. So depending when he finishes that, it's just all clear. As doing the combine, it was quite dusty. So I'll get the airline out in a minute. The stuff that we're getting belled for hay is a bit of rushier stuff, as some of it might have to get used for bedding for us at home, as straw prices are going high and it is becoming quite hard to find. John needs all of his straw, so he ain't got any that he can get rid of. And to be honest, the hay that we're going to be bedding up on, I don't think it'd be too bad. Last year we bedded up on a bit of hay as well, and it went quite well. I know some people get a bit funny about bedding on hay. They say you can have different insects and all that living in it, but we've never had that problem. As long as you keep it clean and bed it up, not let them get mucky, we find it okay. And also, I find it does drain quite well through hay when you bed up on them. That's what I found last year. We did toy about with getting some sawdust in for this year, but I think, to be honest, for how much that costs, getting sawdust in to do bulk bedding, so say this shed here would have to all be bulk bedded up, I don't think it would last too long. Whereas hay, you can just keep building it up, just like your straw. Whereas sawdust, when you put it on bulk, it can get quite mushy, and I have seen it on other farms before. I know they say chuck a layer of straw down before and then chuck your sawdust on top, but I'm not really a big fan of that. I'd rather bed up on hay, to be honest, as straw is a bit of a shortage. That's the next best thing after straw. But anyway, that's what I need to do now. Need to get the airline out for that, have a little whip round the trailer, make sure everything's working, all brakes there should be, grease up a few things, and that can be ready for when I go pick up the hay. So that's that bit done. That's one thing I really like about this tractor. Everything's so easy to get to. Literally just undo 2 little pins, pulls up, and you pull the whole lot out, folds out. Filters are nice and easy to get to. There's 2 in there. I did only just take 1 out because the other one looks so clean, it wasn't worth taking it out. There's quite a bit on the radiators, but as long as you pull them out, get in behind them and push them out that way, then nothing goes back in towards your engine. That's the best way of cleaning all the hay and whatever is on it off. On this class, there are 4 radiators. So you got that one there, that one there, and you got a tiny little one here. Everything's so nice and basic, all nice and simple. It's a compact engine, but you can get to everything, which is really good. And like I said, the load didn't take 5 minutes to put on and off, so that's all ready to go. I just got to close it back down, and then that's ready for as soon as the hay's ready to go pick up, I can just use it. I've checked all the oil levels, they're all right. Just got to check around the tyres and everything on that trailer, but that should be all right as well. Just grease a few things up on the loader, basic standard things. We'll go and have a look at some cows in a minute, because we are going to get rid of some cows within the next week or so. One of them should be going tomorrow, a Baronet. And yeah, we'll go have a look at them now. So I've just come out in the field where these cows are. There's some calves in here as well. Well, they've all got calves apart from one. These are going to be the ones that are getting sold. So the majority of them are Herefords. There's going to be one Angus that's going to be sold with the calf, and there's also an Angus Baronet in there as well. As you can see, there isn't much grass. So over there there's hay, and there's also a little creep area that we've done for the calves as well. All the cows are on suck the cow rolls now, as well as the hay, just for the fact they still need to produce that milk for the calf. As you can see, it's just completely burnt off this grass now. We're on a slight hill here, and this grass has been like this for at least a month and a half like this now. Most of our cattle are all on winter feed now. There's only a few fields that aren't, but all of these ones would be going within the next week or so. They've all been TB tested. That Angus, which is in the middle there, the cow, she's going to be the Barrow one. So she hasn't had a calf for the last 2 years, and we tried getting her in calf again, no hope, so she's going, unfortunately. So hopefully get rid of her at Sedgemoor Market tomorrow. She'll be going through the Barrow ring. She's a nice cow, really. It's a shame. Lovely condition on her. She's the same age as this one here. These two were bought on the farmer's calves. Well, they all were, to be honest. And yeah, the reason being why they're getting sold, these lot, we just want to cut the sutlers down slightly. And these are the ones that we just picked out for going. They're nice, content animals. Like I said, we always do try to keep them quiet. Good condition on them. They were out of obviously dairy cows to start with. They're not like some of our own homegrown suckler animals, which are a lot bigger, but they still produce some good calves. Yeah, so if you are about in the next week or so at Sedgemoor, it'll be these ones that will be going. It is a shame, and it's frustrating that it's this time of year that you've still got to be feeding winter feed. Obviously it puts pressure on you for the winter, means that you've got to get more fodder in than needed. Also, the cattle want to be eating grass. They don't want to be eating hay. They'd rather be eating grass this time of year. They know all the cycles of how the different seasons work, but unfortunately they can't live off that. So the only option is feeding them winter hay or something like that to keep them going. Like I said, it's important that they stay on that suckler cow ration as well, just for the fact people don't realise that they are like milking cows when they got calves on them. When they got those calves on them, the amount of grass that they need to be eating to keep their condition up, to keep them going, is hellish. Like, you speak to a lot of dairy farmers, they go, oh, you can feed them whatever, they're only suckler cows. No, they still need to be eating decent hay or something like that, or like having cake to keep that milk production up. If they didn't have any calves, then yeah, that's fine. You notice a difference of how much less they need to be eating when they don't have those calves on, and then they can still put on fat. But these still need to be producing good calves as well as keeping their own condition up. Yeah, that's just a little thing, a little tip for anybody who's thinking about starting suckler cows. You still need to be feeding either good feed or something else with it to supplement the meal, basically what's going into them, so that they can keep producing those good calves. I'm going to leave this video here today. I hope you enjoyed the combining and a little bit about the cows, but yeah, it's been a tiring few days, to be honest. Like I say, I'm hoping to get this hay in soon after it's all been baled, and then yeah, I'll join you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.